Bring in a couple of our very important guests tonight who've been kind enough to be with us all night long and give us their perspective. They've also watched all of the video, the whole 1 hour of it. We have Benny Cobb. He's not only a law enforcement expert now, but he's very experienced in law enforcement as a retired captain for the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, and also ABC 24 political analyst Otis Sanford.
So as we see those perspectives now, even some of that body cam footage, I think was some that we hadn't aired quite yet. So let's first get those reactions. Anything new that you all seem to find from those perspectives? We'll start with you, Benny.
So I've seen the entire 4 series of videos, and each time I watch them, I'm more angered, more hurt as a father, a grandfather, and an uncle. What would happen to my loved ones? But something else that I thought about when I was watching the video, even if Tyre Nichols had survived, what would they charge him with? The level of violence and out of control techniques that these officers were using, would they have planted a gun on him? Would they have planted drugs? A reckless driving or no other crime that I can think of rises to the level of where this kind of abuse is acceptable, necessary, or even if it was a deadly force situation, you would use a gun and not beat somebody to death.
A good point. And Otis, it raises the question to me, how often does this kind of thing happen when we don't get it caught on tape? And how many arrests and how many people have been locked up where this kind of thing happened and drugs were planted on them, guns were planted on them, whatever, and we, to this day, don't know. And we wonder why law enforcement isn't, why there's some difficulty right now with the public.
That's exactly right. I think this happens more often than we would even care to think, Richard. People complain quite a bit about unfair treatment with police, and it's why there is such a distrust within certain communities of police and policing. I mean, you can pick any word that you want to use for what we have seen tonight. Unconscionable, horrific, outlandish, brutal. But the word that comes to my mind is terrorism. They terrorized this young man for no reason at all. Benny is absolutely right. What would they have charged him with if he had survived? They would have to come up with some kind of pretext. But yes, this happens more often than we think. And maybe, finally, this will be a catalyst for some major systemic change within not just Memphis Police Department, but all police departments, that we cannot have these kind of tactics used in our communities.
And another tragedy of this, Benny, is cops such as yourself, former officers, where you did the right thing and you did believe in law enforcement and public safety and all of the noble reasons why people put on a uniform and a badge, and it sullies all of those hardworking officers too.
Well, and absolutely. So one of the things that I think could come out of this, I don't know if it'll work, I don't know if the young officers or the departments are going to pay attention. 2 years ago we had George Floyd. Many other law enforcement incidents over the past 5, 10 years has been videotaped. One of the most infamous that we remember, the situation in California and with Rodney King. And so obviously we're not getting it. Law enforcement is not getting it. That these videos are publicized, people are going to jail, being indicted, being terminated. And so I don't know what it's going to take next for these officers to understand that you cannot brutalize, murder citizens and expect to get away with it.
Absolutely, yeah, I completely agree, and I do want to touch, Benny, a little bit on. I know just how hard it can be for departments to even fill their positions, as you mentioned before, Richard. And following these videos, there's going to have to probably be stricter hiring practices on top of filling those already vacant spots that they were hoping to fill. You know, how do you feel that they approach that moving forward, the MPD or just any law enforcement? I guess we can even say the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, since 2 of their deputies are now on leave.
You have to vet these officers as best you can. You never can predict what's going to happen down the road. You train them as best you can. But the number one thing that you have to do is hold them accountable for their actions, and don't let it be a actions that's multiplying, that's going unchecked. You have to start holding these officers accountable for the infractions, hit them in the pocket, put them on suspension, whatever you have to do to retain these officers, but it cannot be business as usual. We cannot, Memphis, Tennessee cannot survive another incident like this. This is horrific, it's unacceptable, it's criminal, and my heart bleeds for the family.